Welcome to the List Building Lifestyle. I'm your host, Igor Kafetz, and today we're going to chat about how to extract the most money from your list, to do it right, to do it ethically, to do it correctly, and how to do it by basically talking to your list the right way. We're going to talk about what you're doing with your list right now, not how to grow it, but rather how to communicate with it, because my guest today, Greg from emailmagic.com, is advocating the idea that the most impact that you can have on your list is by changing or improving the way you communicate with your subscribers. And of course, he's got the results to prove it because he's been consistently producing over $10 per subscriber per month, which, let me tell you, as an email marketer, that is extremely, extremely impressive, because I know a lot of people with lots of lists, both big and small, who can never reach that sort of number. And it's because of how lazy they are when it comes to communicating with their list. So in this episode, pay close attention. If you're not doing a great job right now talking to your list or communicating or writing to your list, and if you're planning to build a profitable list down the road. So Greg, welcome to the List Building Lifestyle.
Thank you, Igor. I am happy to be here.
Awesome. We're happy to have you because, I've been on your list for a few months. I think I got on your list somewhere in the middle of last year. And what I found sort of fascinating is that there was no pitch. Like in the very first email that I got from you, there really was no pitch. It was really well written. It communicated in a really nice and personal way, but there was like nothing for sale. And I come from the philosophy, from the school of thought that when you get them dressed up, you need to give them somewhere to go. So there's always something that I'll be pitching in my emails, whether it's a webinar or a free giveaway or an offer of some kind, but there will be something that you can click on. And what I distinctly remember is that for the first week, I think, there was no link. There was nothing for me to go and buy from your email. So when you say you're pulling $10 per subscriber per month, I'm like, what? That doesn't make any sense. So can you unpack your welcome sequence for us, just so we can get an idea?
Yeah, sure. That's a great question. So first, I want to start by saying that the email list that I'm building, that you're on, was kind of an experiment for me. It was really like, how can I do this email marketing thing the way that I want to do it and still have it be successful? Because I feel like I have just kind of a different philosophy coming into this. So you see some of that in the welcome series. My welcome series is just 3 emails. And what it is just setting expectations and nothing else. So in the first email, I basically briefly introduce myself and acknowledge that people signed up. I tell them there's another email coming tomorrow. And if you don't mind taking a few seconds, go ahead and hit reply. It just send me a blank email with nothing in it. And all that is basically a deliverability hack. I'm trying to instantly get whitelisted without asking them to whitelist me. And you'd be shocked by the number of people that do that. Almost every single person who signs up just hits reply real fast, sends me a blank email. And then that usually guarantees that the next one ends up in their inbox, which is awesome. Because I've seen this with new lists before. Sometimes your welcome series goes to junk. Like people never even see it. It's like their journey with you is over before it even began. So I want to try to head that off immediately. In the second email, I basically just kind of throw down like whatever credibility I have. Like I explain who I am and what they can expect to hear from me. And if this is your, if this sounds fun, stick around. And if not, unsubscribe. So I'm immediately trying to filter people.
Yo, it's Igor. I want you to have my Amazon best-selling book for free for taking the time to listen to my podcast and to watch my YouTube videos. Now, I'm not only going to give you this book for free, but I'm going to throw in about $3.2 thousand in free bonuses. Now, if you want to get this book, please click the link in the description, or you can also go to igorsbook.com. And now, back to the podcast.
So again, my focus is I want people on there who want to be on there. And if people are not going to open my emails, then they're definitely not going to click my calls to action. And so it's a waste of everybody's time. So the theme here is like, I'd rather have like a smaller, high quality list than larger, right? And then the third email is, I think, more just giving them some of my, what I'd call like nuggets of wisdom, like things that I believe to be true that are maybe a little unconventional from what they've heard from other marketers. And I give them something to click, and there's like a video to go watch. So I'm getting a click right there because that's another factor in improving deliverability. So the Welcome Series is set up so that they understand exactly who I am and what I'm going to deliver. And my chances of being inboxed after that Welcome Series, I want to be very high. And that's all. There's no offer at all in the Welcome Series. So beyond that, I send at least one email. I'm only sending like 1 or 2 emails a week, which I know you're going to say is crazy. Like, why aren't you sending daily, Greg?
Why aren't you sending daily, Greg?
And, here's the thing. Like, I know that sending daily works, right? I know you do that. I've seen other guys do that successfully. But the other thing that I know is that sending daily, you'll have more revenue, but you'll also have a higher unsubscribe rate. It's just a fact. Yeah, you're going to have more turnover the more often you send. And so send daily, but if you're sending daily, you have to have a consistent plan for replenishing and growing the list on the other side. Otherwise, you're going to get into trouble, right? And the way that I approached this list, again, is I wanted to dial in what it was about, what my voice was, what we were going to be doing before I really like cranked the juice on lead acquisition. So because of that, because I'm not actively growing outside of organic traffic and referrals, I want to be careful about like watching that unsubscribe rate in relation to my subscribe rate. And since I don't have like a huge traffic source turned on right now, I believe that I've really maximized value that I can deliver people, value that I can pull from people, and maintaining a healthy list attrition rate by sending between 1 and 3 times a week. Now, when I have traffic coming in every day, I think daily makes more sense. But I just want to point out that at a certain stage, daily may not make sense. Like when you're on the smaller side, when you're still growing and kind of dialing in your voice, your offers, and what that cadence is, I think it's better to start slow and make sure that you scale what works and don't risk burning them out. I've burned a list before, by the way. I've torched a list that was like close to 10,000 people. And that was a bad experience. And I think I'm just a little hesitant and gun shy to ever do that again. And so I tend to be a little bit more conservative in sending cadence, again, making sure that it's really high quality every single time.
Yeah, that makes sense. So you're concerned with losing people because you don't have a consistent stream of new people coming in.
Correct.
I'm assuming it's because you're getting some organic leads, but not necessarily like you don't really have like a steady flow of paid ads running or a consistent flow of JV partners, promoting you, or the consistent flow of content that's been producing subscribers on daily or weekly basis to a point where you can kind of predict what's going to happen.
100%. And that was intentional for the first year that I was doing this. This next year, I'm going to be turning on the traffic. So, the cadence will change. But what I wanted to do is make sure that I had a rock solid system in place, that I had something that was worth scaling before I scaled it. And I feel like that's where I am.